Did you know that despite being the marvel that the James Webb Telescope is, it wasn't able to take a picture of the Earth due to the heat of the sun? But now, there have been some pictures doing rounds on the internet. So, have you ever wondered what Earth would look like if you could see it from 1,000,000 miles away? Well, wonder no more. In this video, we're going to take a look at a simulated image of Earth that was created using data from the James Webb Space Telescope. So here's the scoop. According to the James Webb Space Telescope, Earth appears as a teeny tiny pale blue dot amidst the vastness of space. We can still make out the continents and oceans, but the details are so tiny that it's like searching for a needle in a cosmic haystack. It's a bit of a reality check, reminding us that in the grand cosmic scheme, we're just a tiny speck. The James Webb Telescope isn't just a fancy gadget. It's helping us understand our place in the universe and is allowing us to appreciate the incredible beauty and fragility of Earth. But there's more. Researchers have stumbled upon a seriously strange new planet that's turning heads. Get this, it's practically Earth's long-lost twin, but with a twist. Yep, you heard it right. But here's where things start to get wonky. Unlike our beautiful blue marble, this peculiar planet is far from smooth sailing. It's got an uneven terrain that'll make you scratch your head and go, "What on earth is going on over there?" Now, before you start reaching for your spaceship keys, let's talk distance. This newfound exoplanet, which is just outside our solar system, is a relatively close neighbor, hanging out at a mere 41 light-years away. That's practically a stone's throw in cosmic terms. So, how did we stumble upon this mind-blowing find? Well, you can thank the James Webb Space Telescope for that jaw-dropping moment. This groundbreaking space wizardry, touted as the most potent space telescope ever created, helped astronomers spot this enigmatic gem for the first time. It's known as the LHS 475b, with its mass at about 91.4% of the mass of Earth. LHS 475b may look like Earth from a distance, but it dances to the beat of its own cosmic drum. Picture this. Instead of leisurely cruising around its star like Earth does, this rebel planet completes its orbit at a lightning-fast speed. Every 2 days, it zooms around its star in a relatively tight loop, giving new meaning to the term cosmic speedster. There's a catch though. It is a few degrees hotter than Earth. In fact, according to NASA, this extraordinary planet is a few hundred degrees warmer than good old Earth. But we can't say for sure. It's too early to put a stamp on it. And here's the exciting part. If they detect clouds on LHS 475b, it could mean that the planet is more similar to Venus. You know, Venus. It's the planet with a carbon dioxide atmosphere and those dense, heavy clouds that cover it all the time. It's quite a dramatic comparison, don't you think? But the real question is LHS 475b habitable? Well, it's like the superstar of exoplanets because it might just have everything we're looking for to support life. Here's the deal. We still need more observations to confirm a couple of things. First off, we're not sure if LHS 475b has an atmosphere, and if it does, we need to figure out what that atmosphere is made of. You see, the composition of the atmosphere plays a big role in determining whether the planet is habitable or not. So it's kind of like solving a cosmic puzzle to understand if this place could be a potential home for life as we know it. But while we're waiting for those answers, let me tell you why LHS 475b is already so exciting. It's a rocky planet just like Earth, and it orbits in what we call the Goldilocks zone around its star. That means it's at a distance where it's not too hot and not too cold, but just right for liquid water to exist. And as we all know, water is a key ingredient for life. And here's the cherry on top. LHS 475b isn't ridiculously far away. It's actually relatively close to us in cosmic terms. So if we can gather more observations and data about this exoplanet, we might just uncover the first hints of life beyond planet Earth. We don't know about you, but that's the kind of discovery that gives us excited goosebumps. The thing is, don't be disappointed if LHS 475b turns out to be uninhabitable. There are about 5,000 more such exoplanets that are called super-Earths, as they are bigger than Earth in size and mass. And you know what's interesting? Just because a planet is a super-Earth with more gravity than Earth, it doesn't automatically mean it's more habitable. In fact, there are quite a few factors that could make super-Earth less hospitable for life to thrive. Let's take a look at some of these factors, shall we? One of them is a thicker atmosphere. You see, a thicker atmosphere can act like a heat trap, making the planet's surface scorching hot and definitely not ideal for life to flourish. Then there's the strength of the magnetic field. A super-Earth with a stronger magnetic field might sound cool, but it can actually deflect less solar radiation away from the planet's surface. And trust us, too much radiation isn't exactly friendly to living organisms. And here's another thing. Plate tectonics. You know, the process that gives Earth its constantly changing landscape? Well, it turns out that plate tectonics help recycle the Earth's crust and create new mountains and volcanoes. Without that process, a super-Earth could end up being stagnant and not very conducive to life. Now, before we write off a super-Earth completely, there are some potential perks to consider. For instance, the higher gravity on a super-Earth could help it hold on to its atmosphere, which is pretty important for supporting life. Additionally, stronger gravity could also provide some protection against pesky asteroids and other potential destructive impacts. But in the end, whether super-Earth is more habitable than our good old Earth is a complicated question. It depends on various factors like the planet's atmosphere, magnetic field, and tectonic activity. We still need more research and data to really understand the habitability of these intriguing super-Earths. Here are a few extra thoughts to ponder on the matter. See, the strength of gravity alone isn't the be-all and end-all when it comes to habitability. There are other crucial factors at play, like the presence of liquid water, a protective atmosphere, and a stable climate. Interestingly, some scientists think that super-Earths could actually be more habitable than Earth. Why? Well, they believe that the larger size of these planets makes them more likely to have plate tectonics. And as we mentioned earlier, plate tectonics are thought to be pretty important for the development and sustainability of life. On the flip side, there are scientists who argue that super-Earths might be less habitable than Earth. Their reasoning is that the larger size and stronger gravity could lead to a thicker atmosphere that traps way too much heat, making the surface unbearably hot for life as we know it. So, you see, the question of whether super-Earths are more habitable than Earth isn't a simple one. It's a complex puzzle that we're still piecing together. More research, more observation, and more exploration are needed to unlock the secrets of these intriguing planets and truly understand their potential for life. Now, let's dive into another intriguing question. Will we ever be able to leave Earth and venture off to one of those mesmerizing exoplanets? Well, that's a complex query with many factors at play. Let's explore a few of them together. First up, we'll need some fancy new technologies. The current rockets and spaceships we have won't cut it for interstellar travel. We're talking about developing mind-blowing equipment that can propel us faster and farther than ever before. Next, we'll need to expand our horizons and discover more habitable exoplanets. Sure, we found a fair number of them so far, but we'll need to up our game. We're talking about finding exoplanets that are not only habitable, but also within a reasonable distance from Earth. Now, here's a practical concern: the cost. Interstellar travel is no small feat. It requires a tremendous amount of resources and funding. The big question is whether there will be enough political will and public support to invest in such a grand project. It's a challenge that goes beyond the realm of science and delves into the realm of societal priorities and economic considerations. Let's just say it's a complicated matter that we'll need to tackle collectively. That's it for today. This was Earth According to James Webb. We're excited to see what happens further with these findings, and with that, we will leave you with one question. Will we ever find an exoplanet that is better than Earth?